Hey, everybody. Very special edition of the Triple Option. Streaks have been snapped. Momentum has been realized. I feel good. It's multiple days later, and it's not just the Christmas lights that are providing the glow. I'm basking in a hell of a rivalry victory. Florida State wins the Bake Sale Bowl 31-28. Mike Norvell, he had Manny Diaz in hell for the entire night. Manny Diaz had more trouble with Florida State on Saturday night than he does with saying words that start with the letter S. So let's get into it. Kevin and Adam, how are you guys doing? I feel like $1 trillion.
You got it. It'd be pretty good right there.
Hold on. Apologies to all of our Lisp community out there. Holy hell.
I did. I haven't checked the metrics, but I apologize if I've just stirred up a
Yeah, I don't think
hornet's
YouTube
nest.
has that metric, but
Great. Oh, boy. That's a great start.
I feel good, man. I feel really
million
good.
bucks, Trey. $1 million, baby. Let's go.
The game itself, a roller coaster of emotion. Not only was it a great game because of all of the stuff we've detailed, all of the corny talking that Manny Diaz did preseason, playing the war chant in August before you get brained by Alabama,
A loser.
leading your squad at the end of the third quarter to start just a weird fight, and you being the cheerleader of it, and then getting your guts ripped from your body. It was all of that weird animus that was around Florida State Miami games. The hits were hard. The energy level was palpable. It was up. Doak was rocking for the first time in like a month, which is awesome because we had a whole bunch of recruiting going on. Check out the Florida State Recruiting Podcast. Shout out guys from Tomahawk Nation. But the game itself was awesome. Now, it puts your boy. You can't tell right now because I have a very standard definition camera, but there are a couple grays in this beautiful beard of mine because I went through it on Saturday. But man, if you wrote it up, if you wrote it up, I don't think that there's an author out there that could have just devised a better, more perfect way for that game to be based on the recruiting environment and how it could go, for the amount of goodwill that it has generated on this fan base. And it's generated on the coaches. My God, the Fire Adam Fuller squad, crickets. I hear nothing. They love the guy, and they've hated him for years. Mike Norvell, build the statue. People are in love with him, man. The players, my God, people are gushing over Andrew Parchment. And you know what? I get it. One of the most beautiful plays ever on 4th and 14, one that will actually live in infamy in this series, which is crazy when you think about the iconic plays from Florida State and Miami. It was a nuts game, man. So before we get into the X's and O's like we're wont to do, just how did you guys feel watching it?
Well, I was I've had a crazy week, so I was at a wedding, so I watched it after the game. I didn't get to watch the end live, so that was exciting. But
your friend
no.
is a dick for having their wedding during football season.
I'll let him know you told him you said that.
That's okay.
All
love.
Yeah, no, it was incredible on rewatch. I loved the game plan on both sides of the ball. I thought that kind of set your players up for success. Then you see 11 just going out there and doing what he does best. And Jordan Travis had a good game.
Yes, he did.
It was just an all-around fun game to watch.
Very good game. Jermaine John, talk about a guy that is really solidified, that will be remembered long after he's gone for this Florida State fan base. And he's only here 1 year. It's a transfer kid, but one of those fulcrum players that, like, maybe, depending on how Florida State does from here, but if Florida State kind of is going on the upward trajectory over the next couple of years where it's looking like it might be, the first building block is Jermaine Johnson, man. So it was fantastic. And you're right, Adam. To me, not only did Florida State, I think on the whole, outplay Miami, there was a middle portion of that game where like it was definitely a back and forth fight. But overall, Florida State outplayed Miami. That shows in the post-game win expectancy. I think it was like 66% Florida State outplayed Miami. But also, Mike Norvell and Fuller and Dillingham, they outcoached and they out-schemed Miami, undoubtedly. What do you think about that?
Oh, it's beautiful. It was beautiful. But I mean, we've been on the bandwagon all year that they've been out coaching people. So I think that they've been hindered by some talent and by some decisions on their own part. I mean,
Sure.
classic example is the Jacksonville State game. I hate to bring it up in a situation like this, but it is what it is.
Downer.
It's always out there. Yeah, I mean, it just was a lot of fun. I mean, I rode the wave of emotions throughout the game. I was one of the few that was able to find it in the beginning to see the opening of the game on ESPN News, and to watch them just come out and kind of be in complete control. It's not something we've seen out of them this year. Something we've seen that from them last year, like those scripted drives and things where they come out and go score right away and then it would all fall apart. But it was like, okay, we're in control. Defense is triggering downhill and jumping a lot of these under routes, and offense is having some success moving the ball. And it's like, all right, it's continuing. And it just felt like they kept gaining momentum. Fell apart a little bit in the middle of the game. I thought Mike made some bad decisions in the middle of the game that allowed Miami to kind of get back into it. They capitalized on opportunities, and then Florida State just shoved the knife right in.
God, the twist right there, right there,
and broke it off too.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my God, brutal! I love it. Stump knife twist. To me, it answered the question: is Florida State more akin to the team that went on a 3-game win streak and then gave Clemson a dogfight on the road, or are they more akin to the team that lost those games and you couldn't really tell kind of how Florida State was progressing because they got bitch slapped by the flu and they missed all that time and Jordan Travis was out? The NC State game kind of obfuscated everything, right? It was like, well, we saw Florida State's upward trajectory, and then the NC State was a stinker. Was it a stinker because they regressed, or was it a stinker because of the personnel and the flu? And I think this game answered it, dude. That Miami team was talented. They're not great. They're not a great football team.
They've been on fire.
But they've been on fire. They've beat 2 ranked teams. They beat NC State and Pittsburgh. One of those guys beat you. And not only have they been on fire, they have their weapons are in the places where Florida State has been most vulnerable all year up until this game. So I thought it was an amazing response, amazing environment. The fans did their job, players, coaches together, the triumvirate. It was delightful. I want to watch the film now.
Give the man what he wants.
Let's jump in. So
by the way, condensed game. This is the best we're going to get from the ACC. 7-0. The only thing you missed on that first drive was 94 offsides penalties from the Miami defense. They came ready to play.
I mean, how?
So this kind of shows you one of the ideas that Miami had against Florida State. So we've talked about before how Florida State generally sets their formation to here they've got it set to the formation into the boundary. So you've got the strength into the boundary here. So the Sam backers into the boundary with the strength. That puts the Will, who's the slower backer here, out in space, and they're trying to hit him real quick on this little play action rollout. But they do a good job of covering it.
Yeah. They went to some of these bunch sets against Florida State because Florida State's struggled to handle those. They were attacking Knowles. I mean, they know Knowles is the weakness out there as a young kid in that slot. And then we just jump right to the pick. Oh, that's great.
Okay, it's fantastic.
Not even a good angle of the pick. And
it's going to be one of those nights, guys. Well, let's run back to the pick again so we can watch Marion Cooper do something great, because, boy, what a game that young man had.
Man, you are right, Ad. It announces the starter for the game in your first game, a rivalry game with a talented wide receiver core, and Marion Cooper answered the bell.
Yeah. He had help over the top. He's in great trail position. You get good pressure there from Robert Cooper. He just goes up and high points the ball, and he's an ankle tackle away from having a nice return also.
And it seems like every game they start to clean up the coverage bus more and more. Every play that you're going to see, even if Miami makes a good play from a kid and of course we punt the ball.
Run it back one more time, please, Kev.
You're going to see, like when Charleston Rambo's making plays, Jalen Knighton, there's always a Florida State guy around him. They're not getting these free, open, easy plays anymore. They had to earn it. Here's
the thing that is most impressive to me. Last week, first touchdown, Devin Leary throws 60-some yards off that cover 4 beater, and we diagnosed that. I remember it specifically when I was watching the game. I sat and thought to myself, oh, wow, they cleaned that up. So this is the same concept They have an under route. You can't really see it. This guy here, the safety this time, who was Dent instead of Jamie Robinson, bails, plays over the top of this thing, and Cooper does a nice job of squeezing it together. I don't know if Kev wants to try to draw it up for us or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
what he's doing,
just to kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Our A game. We are bringing it. Dent's best game is a null. Adam?
Absolutely. Could tell he was into it. I hope he can grow. I hope he builds off of it though, because he has the potential to be really good. He's had some good games this year. Notre Dame game was a good game for him. Yeah, but this is so you could tell this one meant something to him.
Right. Absolutely.
So my guy's not happy with me. Here we go. Yeah, so the cover 4 beater we were talking about. So imagine they're in cover 4 here, which is oops. Just had a stroke here.
It's okay. You'll
So,
recover.
Cover 4, it's called a Mills concept, where you're going to have one guy kind of coming underneath on a dig, and then you have another guy going deep over top. So that pulls this safety down in general on this dig, and it leaves this corner isolated on a post. So I actually believe that NC State did it like this with the post here and the dig
That's how
here.
Miami did it. That's how Miami did it too.
But the idea is the same. You pull this free safety down into this dig, which leaves the corner one-on-one. Depending on the team and depending on how they want to run it, either that free safety has to get back to help inside on the corner, or this other side free safety has to see that and go across. So I don't know exactly how Florida State was running that, but
who's that free safety? He went back and got a.
He did.
Yeah.
And then you just gotta, if that's the case, you gotta hope that your linebackers get enough depth to get underneath the dig.
And true, good pressure from the defensive front too forces a quick decision, and you saw on film last week that Florida State's vulnerable to that. Van Dyke let it rip, and you got picked off. Sucks
So
to suck.
That's a free safety. That's the corner and the post going in between them.
But it's nice to see proof of concept again, that they cleaned that up from last week, and this week they communicated better and play better. Looks like a little underthrown ball picked off. True freshman. Gotta love that.
But it was great coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And it was good. It was a good game plan. Florida State's going to beat you up front with a really good defensive line, and they're not going to give you the explosive passing plays that you thrive off of. And I think for the most part, it was successful.
Close. But Kev talked about this on the instinct. Kev talked about a lot of these, what Miami's game plan in the first half was with all these short throws.
So you're seeing them trying to take advantage of this cover 4 with these. So you're going to occupy this Sam backer. I guess he's technically the will here, but with a little in and out. So you got a slant and out, and so you're trying to occupy him, get him going to the flats, which is his priority. Then you're running this slant across the middle of the field. You'll see as the game goes on, these safeties start cheating up to try to take that away from Miami. So it's just a little chess match you see here.
Yeah, good play, good concept. It worked there.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, okay, yeah, you got 5 or 6 yards, but you won't be able to get that all game, right? We'll adjust to it.
Yep.
Really, really pleased with how they limited the rushing from Jalen Knighton. I thought we were going to have a long night with him for the most part, except for one play, bottled up quite nicely.
So
It's Kier up there.
Yeah.
He just whips Mallory.
Yeah, he does. Ugh. And Johnson had the monster eye-popping stats game. Thomas as solid as ever, man.
Yeah, he's meant a lot to this program too.
4th and 1.
They were able to pick it up. They were able to get a couple of those little tight 4th yard plays during the game, but Florida State really did a great job of minimizing the explosives.
So you got to block the Monstars. That's the key to the game.
Yeah, I think so. Also, you
Let's
really
not spend time talking RG3.
Oh, here you go.
you really want to avoid Cerberus as well. Very lethal.
Here comes my man.
So very similar concept. So we're in cover 4 here. So you think, oh, there's no help underneath in cover 4. But in reality, these safeties have dual responsibilities in the run fits and as deep defenders. So they kind of hang out low. And against teams like Miami who are going to try to spam these little glants or these little slant routes, you saw an adjustment by Florida State to get down and make plays quickly on this. It's something that Fuller drew up to take this away from North Carolina, and they translated it to success against Miami here.
That was awesome.
Great play.
That was great, man. Jamie's really coming into his own. Like the transition was a little bit rough at the beginning, but
I mean, AB has always been a huge doubter of Jamie Robinson.
Whoa! He found a home at free safety. They started him out that nickel, and he's really fit in well. All right, this is one Dillingham talked about. I mean, they just don't. It's a bad formation. He said it himself: bad formation, bad play call. They just don't have enough guys to block over here, and they're outnumbered to the field, and they get this field pressure with a delay look out of number 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they simply don't have enough people.
And they're pulling and kicking on the backside. So you pull your left guard on the back. You pull your left guard and kick the backside. You lose another guy here.
You have even less. It's dead. Yeah. Poor Jordan.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah, if you're gonna do this guy has to reach to here, and that's just an impossible. Yeah. There's way too many lines there, but the center would have to reach here, and those would just be really hard blocks to make. So it just the wrong protection here.
You're dead to rights either way. And this is one of the times where off of some of these turnovers, guys, you would have liked you did. That's why you didn't feel that comfortable, even when Florida State went up by like what'd they go up by, like 17 points, 13 points, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, ooh, ouch, man. Just every time Travis gets hit, I get so nervous. But yeah, you would have liked to cash in, at least get a couple after a big turnover from Jamie.
Yeah, but Miami's gonna send pressure at you. They're gonna send 5-6 people, try to just be aggressive, and they're gonna get one of these every once in a while.
Yep, absolutely.
It's just their game plan, but you'll see
He's
that.
a dork, but he's not totally incompetent.
One time I'd like to see that kid cork one.
Yeah, he's holding back the leg.
Oh yeah, there he is.
And that is just a man being a man.
I mean, there ain't nothing I can say about that. I wish I got to coach a kid like that.
No, look at him tilt-a-whirl, this son of a bitch. Look at that, dude. Look at him spin around. That's awesome, man.
That is.
I'm gonna miss him so much.
That's really good football.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah, slow-mo it for me.
How was he not the number one? Not to call out 24/7 Sports here, but how was he not the number one overall transfer last year? I mean, holy hell, kid's so good.
I'd have to see who they ranked, but I mean,
he was so far down the list. He was like 20th or some nonsense.
Yeah, that was a misfire.
Good Lord,
that was clearly a misfire. Man, that was an awesome play.
He's been everything you've hoped for. That was a great bounce by Corbin.
And FSU gets the corner.
Great bounce.
What happens here, guys?
Let's counter Trey. We know they like to run a lot of it. Miami was spilling, so they were the first puller. The guy's kicking. Miami was taking on the inside shoulder, trying to make the play bounce. Corbin does a nice job of setting this up on the inside, and then he bounces it. And Scott.
So this is
Scott does a great job.
This is what Miami's asking for. Scott is able to reach this guy. So since they're going to spill, that makes this an important block. So if he can get here and block him, then I know this guy's not very good. So
that number 11 looks like he's taking a horrible track though. If they're trying to spill this thing,
yeah, no, he needs to be rapping. He needs to know that that's happening. He needs to trust that these guys are both spilling down, and he's the contained guy.
And he's got to trust that there's going to be a guy that's in the hole where he is right now. And shout out to Florida State's wide receivers who blocked their behinds off.
Yeah,
Robert
so
Scott looked a lot more. You'll see on the 4th and 14, my man had to take a wide track to get his block down. But Scott looks he looks a lot healthier than he did a couple games
Yeah, he
ago.
does. Yeah.
The
They're
whole
playing
line
better up front.
does. I think Devontae Love Taylor probably had his best game too this year. Correct?
Yeah, I thought in the middle of the game they got it. They started getting beat pretty good up front, but here's a good shot of it.
yeah. So they're going to circle some random people. So see, this is the spill we're talking about. This guy needs to crash down. He needs to recognize this early.
Yeah, he should be attached to the hip of the kid in front of him.
Yeah, he's late here. So if you both get in here early, it really stuffs things up and it makes life easier on these linebackers over here.
Now, guys, that's
This
the
is-
Jordan Travis effect, right?
Well,
I mean,
yeah. Yes, Trey, you're exactly right because it holds the kid who DLT ends up blocking there. Jordan Travis holds him long enough. If that kid's running right away and not worried about Jordan Travis, then he's out there.
This guy?
Right.
No. The other kid, 17, the one on the left.
Yeah, he blocks there.
Yeah. But if that kid doesn't have to worry about Jordan Travis, he's already over the top of 58.
Right.
11's fitting that hole, and then that kid's fitting outside of this, whatever this kid on the end is here, whatever his number is.
So hypothetically, one of your other quarterbacks is in there, Tate, McKenzie Milton. That plays like a 2-3 yard gain as opposed to a 14-yard touchdown.
Which is what we saw against NC State.
Well, in theory, you would, and if you don't have Jordan Travis in here, you'd start running a lot of these RPOs that would punish them if this guy vacated too early.
Yes,
so that's
absolutely.
kind of how the modern offense works. With Jordan Travis, you just get to do it for free without having to have a passing threat.
Right.
And a great run by Corbin.
Absolutely.
A lot of running backs would get tackled in the backfield there.
Not him.
It's good vision.
0. 14-0.
And you'll see those pulling running backs play a big role in the offensive
More pressure
scheme.
inside.
All half. Yeah,
Those are your
nice.
backup defensive tackles in there right now. 99 and 48.
They're wreaking havoc, dude. Odell Hagen's a finalist for the Broyles Award and well deserved.
Hell of an
Yeah.
effort out of those kids, man. I mean, you lost Briggs. I thought they were in trouble, but boy, they've got a lot out of those too.
Yeah, so for those
hats off to those guys because they've stepped up.
Absolutely.
for the doomsdayers that say as soon as we lose Jermaine Johnson, there's no way this team improves. There's some talent on this defensive line going forward. I mean, you definitely don't get hurt by losing someone of his caliber, but
God, they have. I don't know, like whatever province they got their Australian from, that's where we need to get ours from. Ours is okay, but this guy, he's a weapon.
I think we technically beat them in
That's
the
a
punting.
knife.
That's a knife. That's a knife.
Oh boy, I've loved listening to people talk about this play.
Why? What's going on?
It just is funny. We've been talking about it for a while now. I mean, how great this play is, and we've been wanting to see more of it throughout the season. We haven't seen much of it. We've talked about the key portion of it. I don't remember them ever running it before. Maybe once or twice they did. You know what? I think Milton might have kept one time early in the year, but
yeah, there was one time where last year they had run it so often and just pitched it every time, where we started thinking, is this even a read?
Right,
I mean,
right.
leaving this guy unblocked, but is that on purpose?
Look at all of Miami's guys just turning and running right away. And then, whoop, you get a puller up underneath. I mean, it's
this
kinda
guy
like a
is
shovel
totally
pass
turned.
concept.
Right.
Look at the backer. Look at 11. He's turning and running. Yep, that kid. Just look at his hips.
Yep.
56 is like, okay, well, nope, never mind.
Yeah, at the beginning of this game, man, Florida State's offense and their game plan really had Miami on their heels.
10-yard run, Jordan Travis.
And you see this pulling lineman. This will be a theme. A lot of the running plays that they did had at least one puller as eye candy for these backers.
The biggest eye candy for this play is showing the football. It just sets so much other stuff off. Because like as soon as you show that football, look at how those guys turn and run. And when those guys are turning and running, then you're setting up play action.
Oh, tough run, baby.
Yep.
Come on.
They set up a lot of stuff off of that play. They used a ton of unbalance in this game too.
That's the key thing about this running attack.
Flanker over. They ran unbalanced.
So you actually, if he tracked better and pinned him.
Yeah, you missed a crack on this.
Yeah, all of Miami's guys are.
Yeah, because they crash right down.
So you get a bad block there.
Yeah, that's a big gain here. It's more of the bad route to the block. And props to Miami kid. Watch him. He reads this play and he knows he's going to get cracked. And watch him turn his hips and sprint out here, trying to force contain.
That's just he's just in a role. He's in a bad spot. He went to where he is, not where he's going to be. He's got to anticipate that kid runs up underneath of you on a toss play. So be it, whatever.
Wilson's gotten better, but
there's play action off of it.
Oh man.
Yep, this is the same thing. This is the beautiful thing about how Norvell tends to call his games, and Dillingham and whoever you want to say is calling the plays. This guy's got his eyes over here for some reason. It should be cover 3, I would think.
I think they're in cover 2.
Oh, am I missing?
They show an over top view, an all 22 view. I don't remember it exactly though.
What?
I mean, based off the fact that there's a corner looking at a safety in this throw, it looks like cover 2.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's the issue when you play against a Norvell Dillingham offense, right? It's the same play action 3 times with 3 different results. It's very disconcerting for especially an aggressive attacking defense.
So you've been getting killed with that toss play. So you go to cover 2 to have your corner up on the line of scrimmage and play in there, and then they come back and beat you with this stuff. I mean, the guys are really good. They're really good at their jobs.
That's a beautiful throw.
Yeah, I was going to say, Travis hit the explosive throws that he needed to as well, man. He himself put stress on the Miami defense with his arm.
He looks very calm. Feet are very quiet. That was a bad throw. That was terrible.
Yeah, just an overthrow.
That was god-awful.
So when you started talking about questionable decisions, are you talking about stuff like this, Adam? Would you have wished that Florida State would have played for 7 here?
Yeah, I would have maybe liked to see that. I know a big point of emphasis was not turning the football over, and I think that Jordan tightened up a little bit down in the red zone, being worried about turning the football over. But yeah, I would have liked to see. That's a situation where sometimes people talk about play calls on 3rd down, maybe something a little different on that on 3rd down to get you
play for 4 down territory. I got you, and that's just a fantastic play by their tight end
and their quarterback. This is a throw. Yeah. That kid's going to be in the NFL one day.
He's good. They lucked
really
into him.
Good.
They stumbled from having a not healthy De'Aaron King. Van Dyke was their better option this year by far.
With Charleston Rambo out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just good coverage. There's nothing you can I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Tip the cap.
Not the default. Yeah,
that's an NFL throw, NFL catch.
Well, that's a Jimmy and Joe's play, right?
Yeah. That's a miss, though. That's a bad miss. And he starts making those later, which is kind of the difference when they start getting back into it.
Yeah. I mean, Knowles is quick enough to kind of cut this gap. It looks big here, but he's still open, and a good quarterback is going to consistently make that throw. Like the NC State kid is going to hit that throw against you.
Yeah. I wonder if he's undercutting that there, if he thinks he's going to be able to.
Making him 5. Jordan's athletic. Good block. The blocks held up enough on the outside, right?
Yeah. Against some physical corners. I mean, the Stevenson kid's a big physical guy.
He's the transfer from Georgia, right, Adam?
Yeah. You were missing Keyshawn Helton. He wasn't available for you this game. Ja'Kai Douglas steps in, does a great job.
He did do a great job.
I jokingly said it to some people, and it's not a knock on Keyshawn Helton, but if Keyshawn Helton starts and plays in that game, I wonder if you find yourself in the same position, because Ja'Kai Douglas certainly looks more explosive down the field. Great run. Beautiful run. What do we got going on here?
So what happens here is they're doing what's called gap exchange, where this defensive end is going to crash down, meaning that it's going to simplify things for this linebacker who just replaces him on the outside here as contain. Florida State knows this, so they're pulling this tight end on the split zone here, and he's gonna wrap and block this defensive end. So let me draw this more suggestively.
Oh, well.
And then we're reading
Right
this
there in the hole.
linebacker.
Yeah.
So we changed the read from this defensive end to this linebacker because of what they're doing. So give.
Good pull. Or give, sorry.
I don't think people understand how difficult that is because they're not reading. I mean, I don't think you're going up there, and I haven't taught this stuff that much, not that this caliber, this level that they're doing here. I don't know how much you're going up there and saying, all right, I'm reading the end, this player, I'm reading the linebacker, this play, on a play like that. Exactly. You're reading that space more than anything.
Yeah.
And whatever shows in that space, it's happens.
Listen, it's not the same as picking apart like a team that's dropping 8, but I mean those are the zone read type stuff. That's a skill that Jordan Travis is really good and very decisive at. And rarely, and you'll notice this for people that remember, I'm sorry for bringing this up, the 2018 Virginia Tech game, DeAndre Francois missed about 50% of the give, pull, pass reads, and it crippled the offense.
Well, if you just read this like a traditional read option where you're looking at the defensive end, Jordan Travis is going to keep this and run straight into the linebacker. So, but one thing to kind of look at is this Miami defensive end has no clue what he's doing. He just knows he's going inside, but he doesn't accomplish anything. So if I'm a Miami fan, I see this, I think, wow, this guy has no idea what he's doing because his goal isn't to just run inside to run inside. It should be to get to the running back,
some redirection at some point,
or blow up this guy. Instead, he just kind of like aimlessly floats inside and doesn't do anything.
And then just kind of presents his butthole for Jordan Wilson, which he blocks, no issue there. Yeah, that's not good. I'd be whoever does the Miami video reviews. That play's going to make him a little angry.
So here's
I love little tosses like that.
But it's got a counter influence to it also.
Right. Now these guys are going the opposite direction. So
they're
look,
all going the opposite direction. Jordan Wilson steps the opposite direction too, and then comes out and leads on it.
So look, you can already see these linebackers with their hips.
Look at you,
turned.
Adam. You're sweating over there. You're like looking at a Thanksgiving turkey, like looking at this stuff this line's doing. It's fun to watch when you break it down like this, isn't it?
They spent a lot of time finding a lot of shit on Miami. I can tell you that.
Yeah. On the surface, it looks like the same play, but in reality, it's just a counter. So like I said earlier, this eye candy is enough for these linebackers to turn their hips. They know these linebackers' keys.
And but here's the thing. It's a different blocking scheme. It's not, but it is because it's not something you run all the time.
No, you're out leveraged here technically. Technically, if Miami plays this the way they're supposed to play it, you don't have enough people to block out here. But because you're counting on them to flow extra hard from the counter, you have space.
Well, look at that too. Like you guys said, that eye candy gets those linebackers flat-footed, which allows our offensive line to get to the second level, just get a couple paws on them, and boom, another good chunk run there.
You gotta like that though.
Oh, I like it a lot, and that's a counter off of that, isn't it? They do they do the same play, but they fake it.
This is more like the plays we saw earlier with the linemen pulling to the side of the pitch, and now these linebackers just don't even have any clue what they're doing.
None.
They don't stand a chance.
This is an awesome drive from your own 1 yard line. This is a well-orchestrated drive. Go ahead, man. Flex on him, dog.
Yeah, but he F's it up. All right, what do we do here? All right, so here's some flanker over. So this is an unbalanced look because you call it unbalanced. There's two receivers on the same side on the ball, so you have a numbers unbalanced to that side.
Yeah, this guy's or this guy's ineligible. He's technically on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. And then you motion that way. And I'm guessing Miami, they must not get a rotation or a movement up front like they're expecting as they're trying to run this counter trade backside.
Yeah, they don't have great leverage here.
I mean, technically you're okay. I mean, you're okay. You should get a down, a kick on the end, and a wrap. Let's see I wonder what happens here.
Or is it the wing that pulls?
Yeah, they probably just get beat up front. Yeah, 56 gets a win right away.
Oops.
Son of a nutcracker.
And that's who Leonard Taylor, right? That's one of their kids that they looked out of with the COVID.
They bring that kid off. All right, so they bring this field blitz. I'm guessing Jordan's got a read here of either giving this thing or throwing the bubble.
Oh, field blitz.
They've got they probably got package plays here. They're outnumbered out wide because Miami's looks like they're in some man coverage.
Yeah, I mean, I think the give is the right read here.
Right,
I honestly think Miami just kind of plays this well. He does a better job of.
I think Miami's just in a right call against this play because that kid doesn't hold with that field blitz. That backer that we talked about, who had to stay and respect Jordan, now is not staying and respecting him. They're just running as fast as they can. See how he's out there already, and 56 also made a play up front. I think that's Taylor, the young kid, 5-star true freshman.
Third and 11, not where you want to be.
That one's so close to busting.
Yep. Let's take a look.
Little sprint draw.
You get three pullers here.
Counter draw.
That's nice.
And again, Miami got man coverage. Screwed them. If Miami's not man coverage here, this play goes, I bet. And the reason I say man coverage screws them is because you get the kid chasing the tight end across and the guy locked on the back.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is a great play by number 2 here, who comes up and then reads the counter and flows all the way back to make the tackle. So at a certain point, you draw it up, but watch the
kick. Oh man!
But conservative. Hopefully you catch them in the right defense.
Yeah,
you got
absolutely.
a good. You're an explosive running team. I don't. A lot of people poo-pooed that call. I don't mind it. I don't know if I like.
I hated this call.
Like, you don't have and we've talked about it many a time. Your analytics say you got to hope Norvell stays true to his thought process, but there's got to be something in the numbers for the just consistent inconsistency of Ryan Fitzgerald. No offense. He's very streaky. But overall, minus the field goal decision, really successful drive, right? I mean, started at your own one,
Absolutely.
marched down the field, schemed up well, and here we go.
You don't get a good enough look at the beginning, but
I think Dent needs to be down a little bit faster here.
yeah.
If you're going to be in these two high shells, that means that these safeties need to be involved in run fits.
But you also expect them to be a little bit later, too, right? I mean,
yeah,
because they're coming from from depth. That's why I say that.
At the point where it's 2nd and 1, you're not going to win unless your defensive line just
right.
And
stupid trickery.
I told if you guys watched the preview for this game, I told you they're going to do one trick play a game. This is actually the exact trick play I showed in the video. So
is it really?
Yeah, shout out. There was a guy that pointed that out. So shout out to him. And it made me feel like Nostradamus.
Yeah, well, I mean, like Fuller said, they stopped covering the wheel route. That's at this point, that's where all their bust came from.
FSU did. Yeah, that's really obvious.
They just started busting the wheel route open.
It's really obvious in the second half. There's a couple plays that I remember vividly where
busting all over the place. Then there you go. You give them a touchdown, 17-7, a game that Florida State's been dominating, but now you're only up 10, and it came off a weird field goal decision and a trick play. And then it's like, cool. It's starting to feel like that's a very wide U, which is weird because you go to that school.
Well,
not great form.
You got Jerry Jones in there.
But this is a good. I mean, is this really on Jerry and Jones, or is that
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it is, but we've just seen him give up those plays.
And he has, but that's a good throw. That's a good throw.
Yeah, it was. That's a good player too.
Hey.
Little wheel route of our own.
Guess what this is?
Tell me, Kevin. Tell me.
Even Mike Norvell's becoming an air raid guy. It's seeping. It's spreading. So Miami's Miami's in man from earlier. We kept saying that it was messing up the running plays. So how do you beat man coverage? Well, you run mesh.
You mesh him to death.
And you have this linebacker who now has to chase the running back out in space. You run a wheel route, and he doesn't stand a chance.
Fun call on 3rd and 2, by the way.
He's getting picked, and
he doesn't even need to be picked.
No, he doesn't.
That poor linebacker for Miami just isn't very good.
Big play of the game there. James Williams getting hurt.
Yeah, that kid's good.
Yeah,
Come to us after Manny gets fired.
Great run.
Yeah, absolutely.
Counter tray.
Yeah, this guy does a poor job. He runs himself out of there. Makes this kick out block easy. We actually get a down block here.
Yeah, the wide receiver, you get a nice crack.
Jordan Young, that'll do.
Look at number 4 being held on the backside. Safety's a little late getting there. Stiff arm to your face.
And actually, if this is a better crack, he can work up to the safety. Mm-hmm. But luckily right now you have a running back good enough that that doesn't really matter.
Sure.
10 yards
down.
Well executed run.
15 there too, I think. Yes.
Forrest confused.
The flag.
All right, so balance set. Ooh.
He falls down.
This is that counter again. So you got the pullers going one way, and then the pitch going the other way. So you're hoping these linebackers see these pullers or see that puller and think, hey, they're about to run counter tray at me. But instead they're going to the pitch.
They just did earlier that drive. It's fun watching how they set these up.
So look, they got this guy. Poor number 11 has no idea what he's doing.
They're on top of each other, right?
The end up at the top of the screen does a nice job staying home.
Yeah, this guy and this guy do a good job of staying home. They got one linebacker, and actually I think I'll take a foot race with this guy to the edge here. Right. But there's a slip, it seems.
Yeah, Corbin falls down.
Yeah, well, 17 does a good job. You're hoping to get him on a counter, and he didn't fall for it.
Good play call. That's football. 2nd and 2 is where you wanted to be. I don't know what the hell that was.
I don't know, but I wish he kept coming to the sideline. Guys are running routes down here.
Is this a QB draw?
I couldn't tell you.
Or is this just like, oh, okay, well, someone touched Ontario Wilson, so therefore his route is done.
It's a very quick give up on the play if it's not a draw, but then it's also not like a super decisive run if it isn't.
Number 80 is not a very physical receiver. I will say that.
Yeah, that's a little funky looking. What do we think of this, Adam?
I was fine with this one.
Yeah.
Going in the half, get points.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Man, remember we had good kickers all the time?
And +2, 20 to 6. Jesus God. So 20-7, you get the ball back to start half. I think I've personally felt good.
Oh, so did I. I agree. I know people were panicked, but that's just the nature of where we are as a fan base right now.
And the nature of the Florida State Miami rivalry.
Absolutely.
So pulling this lineman.
Package plays, we looked at it earlier. That's the remember we talked about it earlier with when they had brought the field blitz.
Oh, here?
Mm-hmm. No. Earlier they brought the field. They brought the nickel from the field.
Yeah. And so they're just trying to hit this. They're presenting that kind of counter tray look. So this is a variation of that pitch that we saw where the pullers go one way and the pitch goes the other way. Now they're kind of going full at it. Add another wrinkle. There's not enough people up here for Miami.
That's why they throw the ball.
Oh, dude.
A good block there.
Yeah, I mean, he does a nice job on his own there.
Yeah, but that's a crappy block. Did Wilson get hurt? Wilson got hurt this game, right? That's why you saw more 45.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good play by Ontario there. Calm down.
We just don't block the stud.
Manny
freshman.
Diaz says calm down and also tries to start a freaking
We blow up
a battle royale right before the fourth quarter. Great job, Manuel.
Yeah.
That's a hard block to make, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And that kid's explosive.
All right, get yourself in a 3rd and long situation.
Protect it really well. Catch the ball.
Yeah.
That's why you don't play.
He had a good block before halftime.
Well, to be fair, he got open in one-on-one coverage and touched the ball,
right.
so that is an advantage over what we've seen.
Their spot. So this sucks, right? You wanted some points just to feel because you're 2 touchdown lead.
It's a great punt, though.
Yeah, it
Finally.
starts to creep there. You got mass trap, all right. Aussie Pride.
Oh,
we got a penalty. We had
a stupid penalty.
Yeah, so it nuked it.
Oh my!
I really thought they were going to call horse collar there, but they didn't.
That is unreal. You leave this. This is purposeful. You leave this guy unblocked on these jet sweeps because you think surely this is
you're going to outrun him.
Yeah, I've got a wide receiver going full speed against the defensive end. Doesn't matter.
Let the people watch it one more time.
That play is intentionally designed to take him out of the play without having to block him. He said, I don't care. Jimmy's and Joe's.
I mean, they've got a play set up, too. It's not going to go for huge yardage, but it's going to get a few yards.
Make more manageable 3rd down. Yeah, we know. We just broke that down better.
Oh, yeah,
so
good block here.
Yep. Good crack.
Oh,
They've got it leveraged pretty well.
They do. Lundy does a good job of fighting over the top here. But still probably gets a good amount of yards.
Deloach needs to fight over the top. He runs underneath of it there, which is disappointing. But
3rd and 15.
Good pressure. Get him on the ground.
Yep.
Sack.
So, more than halfway through the game, the defense has basically given up one trick play. They've looked good. Crowd's in it. That guy's sad. Everybody feels good.
Malcolm Ray.
Get down, nerd.
It's funny that Johnson got the sack there when he was actually blocked that whole time.
Yeah.
But just the nature of the game when you got multiple guys.
Oh, Jesus.
Lucky.
I mean, I don't know if whenever we pay for it with the fumble, but it seems like that was a bad play on special teams. Yeah, there's the old karmic retribution fumble.
This play is gone. Absolutely gone. He's going to score a touchdown on this play.
Yeah,
3rd
3rd and 9, the same look. They tried to. I wonder if they're playing zone here or not.
It's man. They were in man They were in man pretty much the whole 3rd quarter. They just don't react to it as fast. For whatever reason, they don't run to it as fast as they did earlier. Play is out the gate.
Well, it's a nice having this overload. Just makes the blocking angles easier here.
Yeah, because you're in unbalance there.
Oh, dude, you're right, Adam. There's nobody on the edge.
They had to absolutely. Dillingham had to want to jump out of the press box.
I mean, I guess you have 8, maybe. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, they might could get over the top here.
Maybe.
But
I don't think so.
It's a good call instead of a catastrophe.
It's a great call. Great call there on 3rd and 9.
Don't execute.
These idiots are going to run in the end zone like they actually did something. Damn ball fell on the ground, you freaking idiot.
Yeah. God, just go. Just get off my screen. Of course. Thank you. The condensed. I know what a fumble looks like. Yeah. This condensed game.
Hey, this is what happens when that kid doesn't actually make a play, but he falls on the ball and then gets up and puts his hands up in the air like he did something.
So that's a tough spot for your defense to be in, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Because you want to score coming out the half, you falter, but you respond by stopping Miami, and then you fumble, and then
another wheel route.
Okay, so this is where it starts. This is where you start to really see the wheel routes.
It's on Gainer.
What is 33 doing here? So usually in these situations, wherever the running back releases kind of dictates which linebacker gets them. You also have to be aware of number 3 here on this side of the ball. But Gainer has his eyes so invested in the backfield that he doesn't even see the running back run right by him.
Oh, wow. Not only that, right to the tight end who's occupied. Totally occupied.
And maybe this was a break in coverage where – so oftentimes in this situation they'll give an undercall where this guy's coming under, so they'll call an undercall for him to pick him up instead of him chasing. So maybe that's what happened. He got an undercall, responded to it, and then this kind of delayed release came open.
Yeah, that's possible.
And if that's the case, you just tip your hat and say, okay, that was a great play call by Miami. We have to coach him up on that.
Yeah, because you do see Deloach pointing. That's certainly a good point, Kev.
So yeah, he's probably trying to pass off this under route. But the thing is, you need to adjust to this.
I think he's just out of position.
Personally. I think so too.
Oh, you tried to be nice. You tried to be Angel's advocate there. Nice.
I mean, we've seen some good things, some improvements by Gainer here this season. So
yeah, absolutely.
And then this dumb luck play.
Yeah, this sucks, dude.
Give me a break. Because if one of these guys is playing the receiver, it's pick 6. But instead, they play the ball. Jamie missed it by that much.
Just by a nut hair. This is when it was like... this is when you start to feel like
pucker factor started a little bit.
God hates Florida State.
Oh, yeah.
This is so stupid, dude. Then RG3 like poorly quoted Meek Mill. Like this is the rough part of the game I was talking about.
I do want to point out something positive of this play though. Or maybe it's not as positive, but this is kind of what the wheel linebacker is supposed to do in these plays. So you've got a wheel route from this running back. If you compare this to the last play, look where he is here versus the last play. So when one player does it right and another player does it wrong, is it the coordinator's fault?
Yeah, Kalen's a building block for this defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what sucks about this play even more is I have no issues with how the defense played it at all. It's just so stupid. It's just so stupid. 900 replays of it.
Yeah, let's skip this guy.
Come on, man. It's so gross. All right, got to respond if you're FSU.
Try to play action. He throws this ball. I don't understand this call.
Yeah, it's almost like they penalized him for doing what he did, but it's like, dude, like I don't care if you think it's cheap. That's also a pass.
Gosh.
Like
you're running it naked. I'm not sure. Is this supposed to be a screen? I'm not quite sure what they're trying to throw here.
I think it's just a play action using that same. I don't know. So this is actually a concern. Or a problem I might have with this offense, this game called by this offense now that I'm rewatching it. They've now gone to this same pass protection several times where they're pulling this lineman. I think they're trying to mess with the linebackers again. So the whole game plan seems to be revolving around using pulling linemen to mess with the linebackers. However, when it's done just in a play action and just a passing play, they've been beat several times just by this 3 technique getting upfield fast.
Yeah, but I will say that sometimes you do that stuff to manipulate linemen also. Because, when linemen see pullers, they chase as opposed to
Straight
just run up the field.
penetration.
Miami typically is just one gap. They're just running up the field as fast as they can. They kind of have that wide nine.
I mean, I'd
mindset.
agree with you if this wasn't the third time we saw this pass pro get beat. Specifically.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. What I'm saying is that you do that stuff to manipulate D linemen. Also, it's not just about linebackers.
That's true.
But
Right.
Miami's not. That's not how Miami plays their defense. This is a naked boot, though. I mean, they're trying to run a naked boot here, so it just didn't work.
Well, that D line got upfield so fast.
Yeah, they did.
Dude, that's a good play. Good moving pocket. People have been calling for that.
Where does 22 line up to start this play?
He's in the.
Inside,
he's right there.
inside slot.
He almost got a false start there, but he didn't. I like him. Play him more.
Just a little sit down.
Yeah, if I were to guess what it looks like is, it's kind of hard to see with this angle, but you're having him just sit down in this gap. They look like they're playing some sort of cover 3. So you run off the corner, run this linebacker, and then sit in whatever gap you see here. Yeah, 22 look good.
Yeah, 22 is going to float off of whoever's chasing Jordan across the field.
Yep.
Very solid.
And
Yeah,
then
touch him.
talking his mess.
Touch him, 13.
More unbalanced. Oh, that was a wrinkle. So now they ran unbalanced, and they're running that toss read to the backs to the weak side, away from the unbalanced because of all the man coverage. But Miami's not in man coverage now. Miami's jumped out of that man. And Jordan just makes a play against 56. Man, that Taylor kid, I hope he transfers. He is really good.
Yeah, you got him earmarked, right?
He is giving Maurice Smith everything he wants.
Yeah, I don't think he was even supposed to read that guy. I think that's just Jordan Travis being Jordan Travis.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He just made a mess.
Because that's not because he's
and
being chased by Smith.
Yeah.
And
yeah, because they're running counter Trey blocking up front.
Right.
He's not reading anybody.
God.
There he is again.
But this is what Miami does. They just get upfield so fast.
We didn't even block him that time, so that's a bust.
Yeah, this is inside zone. Actually, he should be double teamed. Maybe not. Hold on.
They're reading the end down here.
It's not much of a chip, dude.
Yeah, I think the
left
center
guard,
is
that ain't
working
much
on the
of a
wrong
chip.
side.
That
Yeah, I
ain't
think
much
so.
of
I
a
think you're-
chip
I
at
think you're
all,
right.
dog.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Mo's working wrong side here.
So what I'm saying is you should get a double team here initially by this tackle and guard, a center and guard double team block here, and then they work up to the linebackers. But this center turns the wrong direction, and so this guard thinks he's got inside help, and he doesn't.
He does, and he just shoots that right through to one hole. Very quickly, but it's like he he teleported there.
But that's what Miami's hoping for, is to just create disruption along the front. They don't even care necessarily about keeping gap integrity. That's not necessarily a part of their defense. They just want to run as hard as they can into the backfield.
Good punt, Mastromano. Got him backed up.
This is
Gosh.
Yeah, dude. That's I mean, that's not Brownlee. You know, he had an up and down game. A lot of, unfortunately, the downs were pretty big. That ain't on him, dude. That's just a good catch and a good throw.
This is textbook coverage. Maybe a step, but like.
That's but. Okay, that's where when Travis went to the locker room, I was not confident, dude.
So I don't even want to say anything. I want you guys just to watch this linebacker that happens to be playing Will on this play. I won't name names.
Mm-hmm.
I showed you what it looks like to do this correctly.
He recognizes it this time, at least.
Yeah,
he's just not athletic enough to catch back up to that.
A couple of steps better.
To the rooster.
But it seemed like they said, hold on. Look at who's playing Will. Let's do this.
That's the problem when you don't have depth at linebacker. When 20's out, the drop offs. When you got 33 and 46 in there, right, guys?
Yeah.
You kind of need. And that's what, man. Losing Emmett Rice this year hurt you so much.
It's my problem with it is that with 33, it's not a talent issue. I think that was a recognition issue.
Yeah, that one was. But I mean, even if he recognized it, him running with Jalen Knighton in space, that's tough.
That's got to be a loose for most linebackers, though. Truthfully.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, Kev. That was a recognition beat more than athleticism beat.
And the first one definitely was.
Oh yeah, the first one. Just see
that is good coverage.
Gosh, Cooper just had a heck of a game, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think the only big play he gave up was that trash fake. And Jarvis.
I walked away when this happened. I didn't realize he got a penalty. I came back. I'm like, how the hell does Miami have the football?
This was a. We took a gun, loaded a clip, and shot ourselves in the foot 7 times this particular drive.
That's just an amazing catch.
4th down. You got him to 4th.
And Brownlee's sick of just being.
And he just throws the ball up there. I mean, this is just I'm throwing it up there to my best player.
Literally, look.
Yeah, that's
look
good.
at that coverage. Yeah, the poor kid is just getting the run of it against a really good wide receiver right here.
Yeah, and he's mad too. He cares so much
because he's getting torched. He knows people are going to hate on him.
Yeah, put your headset back on, you dork. Yeah, this was a demoralizing drive too. Just remembering back.
Oh, there you go. You just see 11 in the backfield.
Gave you the juice when he needed it.
Nah, homie. Tackle. Good tackle. A lot of space.
Here, Deloach needs to see this faster.
Yeah. Well, I think they're running some sort of game there with him trying to get underneath underneath that guy. But yes, yeah, you're right. He's got to come off of that. But again, Knighton is special. He's a special talent at running back.
Also, every once in a while, you got to give credit to Miami. They saw that little running back was basically in man coverage on the will linebacker, and they were going to take advantage of that.
Yeah, Lashley's a good coordinator.
Well, he learned under Sonny Dykes, who's
Cooper.
Hot name.
Gainer again.
You said watch Gainer.
I was trying to look to see what coverage they're in. So he's passing it off. Brownlee's out of position.
Yeah, that's on Brownlee.
Yeah, and then Gainer gets picked.
I mean, he's not paying attention because he's still got the flats over here. Or he overestimates his speed.
Yeah, he shouldn't be doing that anymore.
No, he's out of position. He's just out of position.
Whew. Miami takes the lead on one of the most brutal defensive drives for Florida State. You had him in 4th down multiple times. You held him to a missed field goal. You stopped them 3 separate times on that drive, and they still got a touchdown out of it. 3rd and 10. This sucks. Florida State needed points here. Didn't get them.
I just want you guys to watch. It's refreshing to see someone in garnet gold run a really clean route. Watch this turnaround. Watch. Look how low he is to the ground.
Job Parchment.
That is a heck of a route.
Is the depth right though? That break where
he probably should try to get a first down there.
Well, yeah, I mean it's a nice break, but it's a yard and a half early, and the sticks are right in front of his face, right?
You're right. I think he was hoping to get more separation on that.
Turn around and get a yard or two. Gotcha. Oh God, dude. I was so nervous. I felt so bad right now. I felt so good earlier, and I felt so bad.
Hey,
Kier, who was actually kind of not ready for the play, and then came in and did something. Like, right?
I think the
Yeah, no, it
Miami
looks
guys
like
just
it's kind of like, whoa. Good job setting the edge on the front
He
side.
just held his hand up afterwards. Yeah.
Oh, so close. And he just throws a missile.
Are
Another
you
great catch.
kidding?
Yeah, you just got to look up at the sky in that one, man. 11's good. And so is Van Dyke.
Yeah, this Van Dyke kid will be a problem.
Yeah, just study his rule book a little bit more. That'll be all right. Oh,
Oh,
God,
wait.
I hated watching him run this weird, like, O-fish, like, lumber. And then they didn't want to hit him because they didn't want to give him 15 extra, so he kind of took advantage of that. It's just gross. Effective, but gross.
How do you have a freshman have a captain patch?
And how
on
many
his shoulder?
times do we have to watch this? Holy.
Sorry, I
balls.
was-
It's a bias.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about
Oh,
these
okay,
idiots running
Kevin.
the broadcast.
All right.
There we go.
Let's watch
Sack,
this
maybe,
a couple times.
Maybe a
Get
face
in
mask.
my belly.
Kind of just give him a little rubby rub
Here
on the
also
face.
there helping out. He's good. Really?
Oh, just get out of my face.
Isn't that the kid for Miami that was like top 15 draft pick too? Like preseason?
Oh, maybe. It was kind of funny to me with how effective our. This sucks.
Jarvis.
Oh, that's.
What's disappointing is nobody else tries to tackle him either.
Yeah, it was kind of. It was that weird Jacksonville State kind of watch the guy in slow motion get a touchdown.
Wait, I have a question for you guys. I'm pretty comfortable with a lot of coverages. I've never heard of the coverage where this guy gets passed off to the will linebacker on a corner route. But when you watch Deloach, he disappears, and then you see him here with the wide receiver in the corner of the field.
Well,
What is
I
going
think-
on there?
There's got to be somebody else down there that was in coverage, right? I mean,
I would think so. At least the safety didn't there. But that seemed odd to me. That seems like Deloach traveled way too far.
yeah, he looks to be a little out of position, but
I can't watch that blown tackle anymore.
Because surely this isn't on the cornerback to make this
No.
tackle on the running back in the middle of the field. I think Deloach
yeah, he's
is way lost.
well, it's the same thing. It's the same as earlier. It looks like he gets way too much depth here.
And then, I mean, the Brown.
That's what I would like to know. That's what I would like to know the coverage to know for sure. That's one of those tough ones. Yeah, that's not a coverage I know. They're obviously running some sort of game, trying to stay underneath that, stay underneath a dig or something back there.
But Miami was
This
gassing
could've-
you on those little running backs.
Well, this could have been that could have been the iconic Miami play, if not for what happened later. Good tough run.
Yeah, because you really hadn't run the ball, in my opinion, that well
in the second half at all.
You haven't
Yeah.
done anything in the second half, really.
Just kind of get up in there.
No, Miami really keyed off the counter and just decided to take that away in the second half. And it kind of stopped you for a while.
3rd and 4, moving pocket.
Didn't get it.
Close.
Oh, this is sweet. I love this.
And we still barely got it.
Well,
If that.
but that just shows you how much Florida State has to scheme up when it's an obvious either running or passing play. They still don't have the line.
Yeah,
Florida
Miami
State's a
got an
decent-
easy yard on that earlier.
Yeah.
Corbin needs a little better block there, but
I agree, but man, that was an awesome play
Great
design.
throw.
We've seen the Wyatt Rector QB sneak before, and I thought they were going to do it, and I totally thought that they were going to get stuffed. Awesome wrinkle off of that, and it just shows you how much Florida State has to go through to get 1 yard when it's an obvious running down.
this play alone shows me the growth of Jordan Travis. I mean, this is incredible by him.
Yep.
His patience in here to let it develop. You could see he wants to take off and go, but he sits in there anyway.
He makes the throw because if he takes off, he probably doesn't get this.
Oh heck no,
Tough-
he's
Tough
sacked.
catch by Williamson too. I don't know who the flag's on. Probably us.
It's a hands to the face on Miami.
On them, yeah.
Good cheaters. 13 penalty. God, dude. Thank you, Manuel.
But that's one of the things that Norvell has done this year that has been just frankly incredible.
Ooh, there we go again. I mean, just more growth.
Yep, pocket closing in on them. You got to love the discipline this team has been playing with in terms of penalties, in terms of mistakes, interceptions.
Unbalanced. There's a little tight end screen. I think Miami's a man. I'm not looking at they're rolling down to it.
I think you're hoping to get more movement from the linebackers here. So you're pulling, hoping to get a little screen here. The linebackers don't fall for it. Do a good job. Yeah. It's not a bad play call. It's just Miami was ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 3rd and 11. Moving pocket.
The catch, just short. Do you think he should have gone here, Trey? Would you, at the time?
I don't know. You know what, dude? I liked him elongating the game. I know that there's the thought of like with how putrid your offense has been, like can you get down in this situation again? I don't know, because you don't get it, then the game's 100% over. I do like elongating the game there. Like I said, as I hope that it goes with the same methodology that he's been consistent with, but no, I think it was the right move. It definitely turned out to be the right move, but I don't like to judge decisions like that. I thought it was the right move at the time too. Fucking good block by Mallory. It's not bad.
Yep, you're just taking advantage of that space.
But 3rd and 4. This is an awesome play against one of their like top 3 best offensive players. That is awesome.
Yeah, I could have sworn this guy was going to slip and get this first down when I watched it live.
Dude, well, no, because Jermaine Johnson won't let it happen. Where the hell did he come from?
He's on the other side of the field.
I think Deloach and whoever the other player is need a serious shout out here too.
Oh well, yeah.
Deloach and Cooper. I mean, that's
Deloach even over pursued a little bit and recovered.
I mean, that's a guy that's got a hell of a lot more size on them.
I agree. They stood him up. It's just a microcosm of just how much this team is bought in.
Lundy sprinting the ball. Dent's I mean, look at the hats of the football there. That's great.
This is now, if I was a Miami fan, dude, I say go for it.
I thought it was a clear punt.
Do you?
And it damn near paid off, because they should have had that ball at the 1. That ball gets dead at the 1, it's game over.
I don't know.
Pretty much.
Here's the play. I guess, yeah.
If that's Keyshawn Helton, this play doesn't get made and we lose the football. I don't want to dump on that, because we've seen it time and time again. We've seen it 800 times them try to throw a slot fade to him against a safety and off coverage, and he can't get open against these guys. This is a little bit different speed.
We saw Helton and Ontario Wilson both try to get open on this route against Jacksonville State, and they did not get open.
They ran this play 800 times against Jacksonville State. He dropped one, and then they could never get him open again.
That's fair. I just wanted to. I think I tend to agree with you.
And I'm not trying to dump on that kid, because he's a great leader for this program, and he's somebody that I think should be revered for what he's doing for this football program.
But this is so. It's not that he's slower or anything else. It's that he's not physical enough. So watch this. The safety will get his hands on Ja'Kai Douglas, and if it's 80, what ends up happening is he'll ride him to the sideline, and he'll just kind of fade out into nothing. Mm-hmm. Douglas absorbs this punch and breaks through it and gets open.
I just don't think Helton's as explosive as he was pre-injury.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And the athleticism, the agility, and Douglas, he's got big balls, bro. Like the moment's not too big for him. He did it against Notre Dame. He did it here. He needs to keep playing so he can keep doing it against Boston College and Florida.
I think there's some physicality here that he brings to break through that.
I agree. Yep.
Well, he plays wide receiver like a running back, right? He ran
Yeah.
through that contact. And that's because he's like that Antonio Gibson type. He does both.
3rd and 14.
That looked like AB throwing the football.
Oh,
Yeah, that
whoa,
was-
whoa.
Hey, ooh,
I am the world's biggest quarterback coach.
Damn, bro, friendly fire, man.
I was just messing with you, man.
I guarantee you I can throw a better ball than Kev.
Okay. Probably.
Well, the off season's coming up, boys. Maybe we'll have some. That'll help
When
our
you finally make it down to Tallahassee,
All
I'll let your words speak for you.
All right.
We'll televise it, live stream.
Stop talking about you two and talk about this.
All right. 4th and 14, iconic.
One of the cleanest catch that Andrew Parchment will ever make in his entire life. Plucked it gently out of the air with his mitts. And the ACC, the condensed game, we did not see where he literally had like an aneurysm in the middle of a route, which honestly, that could have almost been, that would have been a big touchdown a couple plays before. But
Are they not going
Jordan
to show a better
Travis-
angle of this? They're just going to show
Jordan-
him getting tackled?
Jordan Travis
Are you kidding me?
basically won this game with his arm from the pocket in an
Pretty
obvious
incredible, right?
passing down. You never would have thought it. The growth of all of the people involved in this play. And look at Robert Scott too, like just blocking his ass.
Yeah,
Just trying to look at this dude. Look how far he has to follow third. Like,
If
No,
you're
that's a great job.
how do you not have 56 on the field in that play?
oh,
That
geez,
kid's been
that's a great
eating
point.
their lunch.
Well, because they're going 3. I guess he.
I don't
wouldn't-
give a damn what
no,
you
no,
got
no,
out there.
no, I agree. It doesn't make
That is
sense.
That is a fatal error on their part. You couldn't block that kid.
Yeah, and
That's a hell of a
This is-
catch.
7 just slips in behind a linebacker, and we've always
Yeah, I'm
criticized.
still not sure. I know. I've not seen a lot of this concept where Pokey Wilson's sitting 4 yards from him, sitting down and on a safety, and I know the clear out
Adam,
concept there. It's interesting.
Don't try to ruin this play because one of these
It's
guys ran
interesting.
the wrong route. Maybe
Um,
this was the wrinkle that we waited to pull out till 4th and 14. This unconventional route combination.
I'm really excited that he caught this ball and didn't score. I'm really, because then you made Manny make another wrong decision by not letting Florida State score.
He stacked him up.
It
this
does-
game.
What a moron!
It does look
What
an
a-
awful lot like the go hitches that we've seen throughout the game, where these guys turn around here,
Mhm.
and you.
It does, doesn't it? And it's
So
funny-
you would expect him to run vertical. So either it was just a really well timed dig route here, or
I don't think so.
Option route.
I don't think so.
Yeah, the option.
because
Okay. Well. Fair enough.
I don't care. He caught it.
yeah,
It's history. At this
I could
point.
go back and
Well,
find
Jordan-
an example where that's not what was run, but
Okay, well, Jordan threw it for a maybe miss route. Jordan threw it with some pretty damn awesome anticipation
He-
where he was going to be. So
He
which
did a
is-
great job.
something we've criticized him for before. So that was the best throw he's made in his college career, in my opinion.
He
That's
looked
one of
today. He looked today like a player that makes you say, "I don't need to go to the portal to find a replacement for him."
Maybe to
absolutely.
find a backup for him, but not
Yeah.
necessarily a replacement.
So we don't have to play Tate.
I mean, all the metrics say he's a top 40 quarterback, and that's playing with not the best weapons on the outside and an offensive line that's still not where you need it. So
Did you at all pause? First off, we said Manny should have let them score, correct?
At
we
least
all-
after the first
we're all-
play.
yeah,
At least
we're all-
after the first one.
Yeah, it just made too much sense. Did you pause at all and think they weren't going to get in?
part of me did.
Especially after the first two. The first two were there they absolutely stonewalled you.
I was
No,
glad they
because-
didn't score because you needed to run some clock off, but
I didn't think they'd score on the first one, but I said once they started basically going QB draw right, QB draw left, it was like they're going to – I mean, if they didn't punch it in, they didn't deserve to win the game.
You
They're on
get
the
a QB
6-inch
draw?
line.
yeah, it was nice.
Huh? Yeah, that was good.
Man,
That
they
was really
abused that
nice.
number 11, that linebacker for Miami.
Yeah, they did.
I
That was a big two-point conversion, too.
losing my shit.
Were you?
Oh my God.
I was losing my shit in another way. Dude, I was so sick on Saturday.
Oh, there you go. There's a little AB butthole update.
It was brutal.
Yeah, dude, this was. I had to. You had to see it to believe it, and even after I saw it, I didn't quite get a fist pound to the heavens right in your face. Karmic justice, guy in the blue hat is amped. And
Have some of that for your lunch, Manny.
And then of course, oh dude, let's see. Are they gonna show the spike that was not? I didn't know this rule, by the way. I didn't know if you guys did.
Yeah.
I was not aware, to be totally honest with you.
Hey, dude, defense. This wasn't a free drive. All they had to do was get in field goal range.
What's really cool to me on the spike, I'm sure they're going to show it here. The whole sideline knew it, not just Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
The whole sideline knew it. You watch them if they give us a good shot of it. You watch the whole sideline. Oh God!
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, look at him on the ground there.
He's dead out of embarrassment.
He's dead because he just got run over. Oh man, I thought your man was getting there. Rambo. Be glad to see him going.
Yeah, but 2 seconds, you're like,
he knows.
Look at them all.
Call it off, bro. That's a walk-off. No. You're an ACC
Atkins
official.
has got him up.
You're
Jordan's
an
got
ACC
him up.
official.
Wait, did
I
they
know
not
more
show
than
the
you. I'm
spike?
Mike Norvell.
They're just
No,
showing the
just kinda
aftermath of it.
They half-heartedly showed it.
Therefore, the game is over.
And that guy's a moron. I hate Jeff Flanagan too.
Then they show the Vanilla Ice roadie Miami fan with that gross, nasty beard, and I celebrated. What a game. What a moment.
Yeah.
An iconic.
Some of that for your ass.
That's right. Down, all the way down. Listen, an iconic game. Some iconic performances from guys that aren't going to be here next year, and Jermaine Johnson, Keir Thomas. Iconic performances for guys, Jordan Travis. Think about him. It wasn't even like, what were we going to get with him? There was a quarterback controversy. The kid looks like a building block for next year.
Kev's been trying to get rid of Jordan Travis all year.
Amarian Cooper, building block. Kalen DeLoach, building block. Great game, one of the best legitimate from an entertainment standpoint Florida State games ever, and it came in a rivalry game. Florida State faced adversity yet again for the umpteenth time this season, answered the bell, answered the challenge, came back up top, and shoved it right down Miami's face. They fired the athletic director. Diaz is next. The program's in the mud, and I love to see it. I was looking forward to this triple option, and it was just as sweet. Chef's kiss, beautiful, sacre bleu, wonderful to rewatch with my two favorite video partners. Guys, before we let our fans smoke a cigarette and just bask in the afterglow of that orgasmic performance from Florida State. You got anything else you want to say?
So I do want to make an announcement. Instead of the traditional preview that I do on Thursdays, we may potentially be doing a live stream discussion with me and AB about Boston College later this week. So let us know if that's something y'all are interested in, and we'll see if we can't pull that together.
So stay tuned for. Oh, go ahead, Adam.
I'm really excited that they beat a rival. It's great. Mike finally got a rivalry win. All the UNC wins, it's been like, oh, great, you beat UNC, whatever. You were an underdog. This is one that felt like Florida State football was doing something again, right? I mean, this one just felt good. It felt different.
And it's a coach that has got a real handle on what his team is. Pushed all his chips to the front of the table, a bajillion recruits there. The crowd showed up, and Mike knew that his team would deliver, just as he knew they would deliver against Notre Dame. Like, there were some high-risk decisions that he made in the recruiting that shows you just how confident that his team was going to perform. And they did. yet again. So Florida State season is not over. They got 2 nooners left. One is against Boston College. The other one against the rapidly disintegrating University of Florida. Both winnable games, both tough games on the road. But we will be here with you guys every step of the way. As always, I'm Trey Rowland, Adam Brown, Kevin Little. This is the Triple Option presented by the X's and O's YouTube channel. Subscribe, tell your friends, turn notifications on, and also presented by Tomahawk Nation. We love you. Go to the Patreon. Kevin's looking good, still poor. Give him your money. We love you all. As always, you down, chops up.